10
Io's still in the
seconds
pool,
remaining.
Ares. Still is an option to be paired together with
5
something
seconds
on
remaining.
this RSG lineup.
Do you think they go IOTA though? I don't know
Not
if
necessarily. Like they might not go that pair, right? Like yes, it's most likely going to be Xiao Bonbon playing the Grimstroke, but he's played plenty of five. He can just go with the TA to be able to start things out, and you can have Roger pairing the IO with something or the off lane.
definitely. But is that a lane then you can penalize because it's a Grim TA lane? It's not like TA can get aggressive with the Inkswell double ranged. You have to be very conscious of your positioning.
Yeah, I get it. I get your point.
Dire
I feel
team
like you want a way
ban.
to protect the Templar Assassin in the lane. Like maybe you can't Abaddon because then Monkey King will be put as a 4, then he's going to be able to play very well into him.
Dire
But
team
just
pick.
some like melee-esque hero that can help TA, get a lot of farm. I'd say Bane could fit that role, but they picked it up as well.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking of the Shadow Demon when Army Geniuses banned it, but then I was having the same mentality of, well, is it actually going to do all that much in the lane? But clearly, Army Geniuses think that
Radiant
they want
team
to
pick.
prevent this Fiend's Grip
Timber Spirit.
stoppage.
I guess that's also a
So
big
good.
way now. You protect the Ember
Mm.
with the Shadow Demon getting banned out. Same with the Storm, same with the Night Stalker. Both three heroes that can definitely play well against the Ember.
So now the question is, what is Grimstroke
10
actually looking
seconds
to do
remaining.
this game? You know, like, are you going to be able to pair it well with any of these
5
mids?
seconds
You're not going to
remaining.
be able to pick, for example, a PA like we've seen previously. You're not going to be able to pick a Spirit hero unless it's Void Spirit. Puck, not the greatest this game, I would say. You've got multiple ways to be able to lock him down. Vision from the trees, Boundless Strike, of course, a great way to be able to allow Bane to gap close against him. Nightmare into a Fiend's Grip.
Radiant
Plenty
team
of ways
pick.
to be able to take out something like a
Dragon
Puck.
Dire team pick.
I
Enchantress.
like that a lot.
Not the,
That is
not the push.
it's a really,
Not the push.
really awesome back-to-back pick. DK can lane very well versus the Ember. It's a great combo with the Grimstroke. Jump in, stun into Inkswell with Grimstroke having
10
shard, DK
seconds
having shard.
remaining.
It's a lot of damage. Gives you push. It's also now
5
Enchantress
seconds
has a
remaining.
purge for the Ember. Can lane very well into the Monkey King if it's a support. Can lane very well into the Bane if it's a support. So I think RSG have really strong lanes now, and those two picks enable that pretty heavily.
And just speaking of the Bane, the Nightmare can be cancelled out by whatever creep you're enchanting. You, of course, have so much more pushing potential now with a Dragon Knight, Elder Dragon form. We've seen what Enchantress is capable of doing with a Dark Troll Summoner as well.
Radiant
And that's not
team
even
ban.
counting the TA, who's eventually going to be able to go into something like the Desolator. So yeah, I'm liking RSG's draft so far.
I think that pick does definitely help out Army Geniuses, though. Gives you a way to be able to defend your towers relatively early. And honestly, they have no answer to Timber. There's no Spirit
10
Vessel build up,
seconds
there's no
remaining.
break, there's no high amounts of magic damage. And it's a hero you can
5
just put in the
seconds
front line
remaining.
that can help defend towers, stop the push, and get that
Dire
carry
team
online.
ban.
Yeah, it really does feel like they're going to need to go something that addresses this Timber specifically for the last pick. We're assuming that, once again, it's going to be the Birthday Boys pick for the last phase. Like Dragon Knight is going to be much more effective against the Ember Spirit.
10 seconds
Hmm.
remaining.
Only thing that I'm
5
thinking is,
seconds
do they
remaining.
potentially? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't change the lanes up at all to have like the Monkey King laning into the DK instead or something like that.
So I was actually going to mention that I think RSG give Xiao Yu the Dragon Knight and you go Lesh or Batrider for Exilern. I think more than likely Lesh is something that I'd favor over the Batrider, but very good
Just
versus.
for the magic.
Yeah, your level 6 timing is you get your own spike when Timber gets his spike, so you're able to combat him. It's pretty good versus the Ember. You have pure damage to go through the Flame Guard, so it's not really too much of a concern. My only worry if they do that, then Army Geniuses have last pick, and they'll see that the DK is going to be off lane, and they can play the Monkey one, and he'll get a favorable lane matchup, and then that
Yeah.
could cause a concern. But they have the flexibility on RSG.
Just looking at offlaners that are going to be dealing a good amount of magic damage here that haven't
Radiant
already been
team
picked up
ban.
or banned. So Viper's gone, Venomancer's gone, Death Prophet's gone, Sand King's gone, Timbersaw's gone. I mean, it's not a good OD game. You're just going to get run over. Doom potentially could be looking to
10
come through.
seconds remaining.
Wouldn't hate
They're
it.
they're a bit single target if they do go down the
5
Doom route,
seconds
but it's the
remaining.
percent damage which you're needing. Ultimate's very good, especially versus the Ember. So I definitely can see a window for the Doom. Um,
Underlord, maybe.
think them. I think we have to bring up also the threat of a Zhao Yupango. I know Fiend script can be a bit of an issue, but we've seen a lot of Pangoliers go down the Spirit Vessel route, so he can be a
Dire
pseudo
team
vessel
back.
carrier, which could be something they're considering on RSG instead of like a hero counter. Just go for someone that can at least have a way to be able to build that big item to deal with the timber.
I mean, if you go the Pangolier, I feel like you don't necessarily even go the Vessel. I feel like you still go to
10
Fusel Blade, right?
seconds
And your main
remaining.
target's going to be that Timber Saw. You could be as beefy as you want, but if you're not doing
5
any
seconds
damage in a lot of these
remaining.
team fights,
Sure.
then the team can just ignore you entirely. So it provides them with a little bit of extra stun, so you're not relying entirely on the
Radiant
DK,
team
Grimstroke,
pick.
Dragon Tail plus Inkswell initiation.
Beastmaster Band's quite interesting, but I guess they're worried about just the tempo. RSG would be
Push, yeah.
played very, very fast with Enchantress Beast, DKTA. That's a huge 20-minute timing, and I think if Armored Geniuses go for like a greedy carry for DB, then
10
they wouldn't be able to
seconds
match that.
remaining. 5
Yeah, I think
seconds remaining.
Pango or Doom, they're the ones that I would be leaning towards if I'm in RSG's shoes. Also doesn't necessarily reveal who the mid lane is, right? Which is always a little bit of a plus. Could you even Snapfire here for mid? Good against Ember.
Yeah.
Gives you the flex to be able to
Dire
move the
team
Dragon
pick.
Knight around.
Puck.
They just puck.
Okay.
I mean, they got good setup for it. Maybe they're just thinking that eventually you're going to get to this stage where it's just full on Death Ball, not splitting up, so the rest of the team's going to be able to help you out.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the. I mean, it's a pretty good puck game. They don't have a lot of
5
control.
seconds
Monkeys,
remaining.
I think Monkeys, especially as a support, they're bound the strike to be able to follow up afterwards. But what can you really get? Maybe Bane can step in to get a Fiend to grip out. Excellent has got an exceptional puck though, but it still can be a bit Ember favored once you get Orb Corrosion and Slight.
Is the Monkey King the one now into the Dragon Knight?
You may now
Oh, okay.
select your heroes.
So
I don't know. Like, I feel like your windows for being able to push on RSG are just going to be a little bit stronger. You don't have to play around this gigantic timing like the Metamorphosis, right? Or the gigantic cooldown. Yeah, you could say Elder Dragon form a little bit, but MKS is always able to push. Roger's always able to push. So it's just about how RSG are going to be able to maneuver their way throughout that, right? Try and bait out one of these big spells and disengage from it after the fact. Still is a... I mean, is it a decent Timbersaw game still? I kind of think it is. You know, the puck, of course, provides you with a little bit more of that magic damage, but still no break that you're going to be getting on this team unless, like, Dragon Knight gets insanely farmed and goes into a Silver Edge. But I'd say that's highly unlikely.
yeah, no, I think it's a good Timber game, and especially just I don't see him struggling in the lane. So then I see Wami from being able to defend towers pretty early on, which is something that you need because you have a Bane Monkey King that will not deal with push. Ember's going to struggle as well. So I still feel like RSG, there's a bit of a window to be able to end this game before the Terrorblade comes online. Like you said, they're not as cooldown dependent. But I don't hate the Terrorblade pick. I think versus the puck matchup, it can get to the stage as long as you got BKB and like maybe one stat item like Skadi, so to say, then you can stand your ground through coil as long as you've got extra control on your team to help out. And I think
Particularly Guardian against what will be 5 ranged heroes, basically.
Prepare for battle.
It'd be really nice. I am concerned about one thing with the Terrorblade. I feel like he can die in lane. You know, you've got the DK stun set up for the Inkswell. It could deal a lot of damage, especially if you're going for a lot of these trades. And, you know, worst case scenario, he pops a Metamorphosis to push you away. You're a Dragon Knight. You're pretty tanky. And you're just able to reset.
No, that is very true. That's a good point, because we've spoken a lot about the DK and the Grimstroke together, how they were able to dump out just a ridiculous amount of magic damage. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think that will be all eyes on Bane and just how Variz is putting his body on the line and just kind of playing a little bit ahead of DB so they can't get that kind of combo out.
30 seconds to battle.
How are we feeling about this second game, though? Do you feel like RSG have what it takes to 2-0 Army Geniuses, or can they tie the series here?
Yeah, I think RSG have got the goods this game. There's nothing really that enables this Ember Spirit, whereas you've got multiple things to enable your frontline initiators on RSG. Both the, I guess you have the vision advantage with the Monkey King, but Roger's going to be able to provide the same sort of thing. Plus, yeah, Blink Dagger on the DK, Blink Dagger on the Puck, plus Inkswell. Pretty devastating.
Yeah, I might just go RSG as well. I'm just concerned of how Army Geniuses can deal with this fast-paced lineup that's inevitably going to come. I think it's really all on Timber for me. All eyes on Wammies. We've been seeing a lot of the Wammy Timber solo lately. Of course, we had the opportunity to cast them through Phase 1, and they were big fans of just going for this, giving Wammy a free lane. You know, Narman starting to rotate, so I think it's going to be really important to give him a good start, get those items, start to be the tower defender, and go from there.
How do you feel about this from Narman as well? He's gone the first point into the Jingu Mastery without an Orb of Corrosion to be able to out-trade something like an Enchantress who's got the Blightstone. You also have no hero, no easy way to be able to get those range creeps now, considering you've got a Timber Sword bed with you.
He's about to give up first blood. The Self-off, actually, I don't know who popped Self. Someone did, and it got cancelled, but at least the Grimstroke just scurries away. He's going to cut his way through the trees and TP back to the tower.
Very dangerous spot, but yeah, I still feel like maybe this build from Narman was, I don't want to say a mistake yet, because he's still got full regen and he's been able to bully away Roger a little bit. But we don't really see it a lot, do we? He'd always need a way to secure those range creeps in lane.
Do you reckon Wammy doesn't have that, though, with the Timber Chain?
It's really dangerous to do that into, you know, this kind of lineup, right? You've got the pure damage. I was thinking when you were talking about they have very little to deal with the Timber at the time that it was picked up. Impetus is basically it, right? But you're playing this as a position 5 Enchantress, so I was thinking, well, maybe he's not going to go for it. Just look to prioritize the enchant a little bit more. But clearly, he has a different idea, just wanting to harass out in lane as much as possible.
And we're seeing this mid matchup at the moment. Exilin against Azura. Silen's going to have just a little bit extra mobility. Top lane, my lord, Xiaoyu gets the Inkswell onto 2. And he's actually going to look to stand his ground in man fight. The Dragon's blood sustain is enough to keep him alive, and Alvarez is in trouble. A third fight through the tree line will just keep the Bane alive, but it is RSG hitting first.
This is exactly what I was talking about, right? TB has the potential to die on that top side of the map, and Xiao Bon just being a good support, making sure to have that healing salve ready for the Dragon Knight. So feels like without that metamorphosis, Xiao Yu's essentially got the next 3 waves completely free for himself.
And I think you might want to feed away your life, and it looks like Xiao Bon's going to do just that. Because the puck's pretty low in resources, you'd love to be able to go back to that lane and refresh the bottle. What is MKS doing here? He's in a very peculiar position. Maybe he can actually turn it around with Wammy with the impetus, but it is only level 1. They still get the kill before MKS trades his life.
He was very deep. I'm not sure what he was doing up in that area. He had his boots killed off by the, on the courier as well. So it meant that he didn't quite have the ability to escape from a lot of that pressure. Enchantress having a very good game, though.
We do see, though, the rotation, though, from Xiao Bonbon. So we TP'd mid, refilled the bottle from Exilin. Both the supports are going to play around top just to try and secure one of the water runes.
Who's quicker on the fingers? Azura, Exilin. Looks like it's Azura.
Gotcha.
All right, now Excellent's not going to have a water rune to play with. So support was forced to get the top one. So a little bit unfortunate here for the Puck. He might just make the trip back to base.
I was thinking he may have just put the 1 point into the steering chains, just because you've got so much damage. Of course, a Puck, one of those heroes with quite low base armor, so he's just constantly getting harassed out here by the Sleight of Fist. And I suppose the Flame Guard as well is just another way to enable you to stay in the lane, tank up a lot of that harass, and get more Sleight of Fists off.
Lane MKS again is getting pushed to the river somehow, but he will have the boots coming out chorus shortly. It's definitely a big item for the TA. A hero that kind of banks off having movement speed in the lane to go in and out, just setting up for the side bleeds, and also the movement speed is just going to be important to kind of get out of the right clicks from Narman, which they might actually pounce the Monkey King. The ventures a little bit too aggressively into the tree line, and MKS, oh, they just don't get their kill. Nice balance strike from Narman.
That was a really cool attempt, though, by MKS. He realizes that the reason he's having to farm up here the entire time is because they've been doing a pretty good job of body blocking this small camp here. Roger's going to be in position to be able to pull it into the creep wave and at least allow the TA to farm a little bit further back towards her own tower. So MKS set up right where he was going to be looking to go for the body block again, and they nearly get the kill.
It might be time as well for Narman to leave bottom. He's got that level 4 Soul Ring, Ring of Health, 2 points in the reactive armor, so it's not going to be easy to dwindle down the Timbar. Yeah, we do see Narman TP mid to try and refill the bottle from Azura.
And help him out with going for the power runes, helping out. So multiple assistances coming through here from this Monkey King. It's like it's bot. Has to be careful. Roger actually is the one that ends up claiming it. So nice little rotation coming through there. I'm sure they scouted out the fact that the bottle had been refilled on Azura. Full on commit.
All right, they're going to dive deep. Excellent. Forced to use a defensive coil, but the slide's back up in a couple of seconds, and that is enough to get the kill. Beautifully played from Army Geniuses.
These early rotations from Narman, not just in this series, but in the previous as well. So impactful, and, well, would you look at that, Bane? Just another bottle refill. Going back to the base, filling it back up. Even got a bounty rune still available on the Dire side of the map if they wanted to go and reclaim that after they shove this one out. Oof, just misses the Boundless Strike, though. Doesn't have the coil.
With all this going on,
constant pressure being put onto the map by Azura. Yeah, what's up?
No, just the Terrorblades back into the jungle with the Metamorphoses. He had a fat stack that he actually didn't claim yet. I believe the meta must have expired. But this has been a little bit of time for the Dragonite to pummel into the tier 1 tower top. So about down to half health.
He's looking to just make sure that corrosive breath keeps ticking onto it. Armin, as well as Bane, not the greatest heroes at being able to stop any kind of consistent push. Actually, just with the 2 points in the Tree Dance at this stage. Does eventually have the Orb of Venom available on the Monkey King, although he's going to be doubling up on that Orb of Corrosion with the Ember Spirit. So he's got the Orb of Corrosion, and he's got Narman's Recipe in his backpack. Fluffy hat, of course.
No.
But this is... It's a good start though for RSG if they can get this tower. It's something that maybe Army Geniuses can deny. No, nice attempt, but yeah, this is something that we're going to continue to see. And the fact that Jia Yu can now use the next couple of minutes to farm towards his blink and have the Elder Dragon form back up for the second catapult timing if they want to use that for the tier 1 mid.
Dire are scanning.
Absolutely. Even looking to continue to go for these aggressive attempts onto Exilern. That's the one thing that they've done really well so far on Army Geniuses, is protect these water runes. Armin standing right next to the one at top. See, Xiaobon kind of needs to put himself there in harm's way, although the Nightmare is denying a little bit. Oh,
look at that. He dropped the coil to try and secure the region. Now this enables Jia Yu to step in the lane. So Xiao Bonbon just... He puts a priority on himself. The supports tried to move to kill off the Grimstroke, and this enabled them to target down the Ember for free, and they should eventually catch up to Varese, or the Nightmare's going to make it a little bit more difficult. But in the end, they will find him. They might even get some damage onto the T1 tower. We'll see what creep they can get. Already, Roger's actually just trying to beat onto it instead.
Sure, why not? Even just using one of the enemy team's creeps to be able to tank up a lot of those tower hits. Here, the Medallion of Courage built up super early on. Pretty important that you can just buff up that TA as much as possible, right? I was thinking, when you were talking about something needed to enable the TA, my mind instantly goes to, you know, Ogre, Invoker, anything else that's going to be able to provide him with that direct assistance, but you can just get it from a Solar Crest as well.
Gotcha.
It's even a cheeky little thing. So he's got the Tumbler's Toy ready to come out from Roger. So Impetus plus Tumbler's Toy back just increases the damage that little bit further.
You see bottom Wami is just soloing this tower. He's had one range creep helping out with his right click, so they're going to finally be able to even up the tower trades, and we do see the Timbers having a very good time. It's about second in net worth, Vanguard completed, and 900 gold in the bank as well, so this is now putting Timbersaw in a position where he can think about defending mid when Radiant look to make that play, but eyes are on Xiaoyu top. He just got enough gold for the blink. So at least he was able to buy his item before he died. He even popped the Elder Dragon form. So Xiaoyu, I mean, there's no way you're escaping. There's a 0 on last slight. Radiant, they're a bit too late to connect.
It's a big kill. I mean, it's an unforced error for sure for him to pop the Elder Dragon form. Maybe just expecting that the Monkey King wasn't there at the time. Wanted to get the stun onto the Terrorblade, but you know, it's going to end up costing them a lot of tempo. Not going to be able to push around this mid Tier 1 tower. You just see Wami, with as farmed as he is, with the Vanguard, feels very safe to just put his body in the way.
You see though, MKS is
Nature attend us.
the farm he would need. Just took a big ancient stack, but there you go. Army Geniuses with their catapult timing actually looking to do some damage to the Tier 1 mid. Xiaoyu.
Good job of clearing
Oh,
this out a
nicely
little bit.
done. The slight. Canceling the blink from Xiaoyu, so they didn't get the Inkswell combo. Silan's playing with a double damage, so they have to respect the puck and the threat of the coil. And Army Genius will do just that. They're going to make sure they do not group up. So just the Monkey King's going to be killed off. Maybe they walk it back down though, still with the other Dragon form on cooldown, but you've got Roger nearby to help out. And Xiaoyu's actually going to pounce behind the Tier 1 tower as Bane's in trouble. And Impetus from far to get the kill, but I don't know if you ever get Wami. This man seems untouchable at this stage of the game, but excellent. He wanted to turn for Azura, but the slight dodged the coil. Oh no, that was a nice attempt, but now Azura's got free reign of this fight. Chains, Azura's follows up. And Roger, he'll be killed off.
Just have a look at Wami. He feels super safe to just continue to keep diving. And even DB making the connection, making sure that their team is the first one to be able to take that Tier 1 mid. Huge victory coming through from Army Geniuses there. Repelling, great individual team skill coming through from Azura there.
Xiaoyu. I don't know, man. Wami's not easy to kill off at all. They're going to put the Wukongs down, a little bit of control. There's Dire. How they're going to continue with the fight. The Fiend's Grip in the middle. They've got the DB Terrorblade even thinking about showing up as well. So the Metamorphosis damage will beat down DK. Excellent. He's also killed off on the side as Azura. This Javelin Orb Corrosion maxed out slide is really difficult for the puck to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like a lot of these Medallions of Courage need to be used onto the puck specifically just to enable her to survive in a lot of these engagements. And, well, it was MKS joining up to that one as well, but it really does feel like until he picks up that Blink Dagger and the Desolator and the BKB, his impact is kind of going to be lacking.
Yeah, you see MKS's Blink second item, so maybe they're just looking to jump in, blow a hero up, have MKS follow up, and then look to Roshan and go from there with the second life. But it definitely feels like Army Geniuses will have... that they've got plenty of levels and net worth to be able to take a fight if RSG up for one by the pit.
I feel like they do have the tools to be able to kill this Timbersaw. Actually, maybe not with a Vanguard.
Bottom lane, Xiaoyu in a bit of trouble. Ja Bonbon standing nearby. They even have Excellent starting to TP in. Dire converging on the area. They've got 5 heroes here. It might catch RSG off guard as Xia Yu. It's only 1 point in the Whirling Death, so not enough to get rid of the life of the DK. He's going to be able to blink away. Excellent, meanwhile in the lane. Coil committed. Just giving him enough breathing room to escape.
Yeah, you just trying to keep this push happening. Open up the map a little bit for themselves. Like Roshan,
Dire's
but
middle tower
double
is
damage is
under
going to be
attack.
scouted out first, and it's going to be Army Geniuses set to claim it. I did kind of like the fact that Roger didn't instantly, like, snap TP down towards the bottom side, because they're under no... They don't need to commit on Army Geniuses right now. You know, you're winning. You've got a Terrorblade who's doing a great job of farming so far, but most importantly, the more this Timbersaw gets ahead, the happier you are. So I feel like if they just continue, keep it on with this this general strategy, split, divide, conquer, and kill off the higher priority targets, most notably the Puck, who is really the only hero that's going to restrict their movement in a significant way. Army Geniuses are still going to be as right as rain. I know you love that scene.
Yeah, right as rain they will be indeed. I'm just nodding my head saying, yep, I know what that means. Right as rain.
Is rain wrong to you?
Bottom tower is under attack.
I like rain. Do you like rain?
I bless the rains.
What?
Oh, he doesn't even know Toto. He doesn't know the song.
Wait, what'd you
What-
say?
Bottom tower
What am
is
I going to
under
do with
attack.
you? Toto Africa,
Radiant
one of the
structures
greatest songs of all time.
I'm
to
sure I
belt out
know
of a
it.
shell.
Dire's middle tower.
Do you want to?
I'm not going to do a karaoke cover because
Why not?
it's got some real falsetto vibes. They're setting up onto MKS on the top side with the Nightmare.
But RSG, they're also
to
behind.
catch Fareed.
Look at that, a silence to be able to
ambitious.
prevent the Fiend script. They'll still get it off nonetheless. MKS, I don't think he can escape underneath the tower's damage as Azura gets the chains. It was all they needed. A bit unfortunate when he cuts down Almond's tree, but Roger just limping to the right side. He's going to try and TP, chains is up now, and Azura finds it across the map. Ja Bonbon, he was killed off as well down bottom, so DB, an easy solo kill for himself, and a 3-for-1.
Plus the tower.
Oh yeah.
Get to obtained. Come on, DB. Come on. I know you're a cat. Just take the outpost, man. Come on. Please. That's all I'm begging for as a support at this stage. I'm like, please, man. Just do it. They're dead for the longest time.
So, you sure you don't want to give us a little karaoke?
I am positive. If you are at karaoke with me in person, I will do it.
How many beers do you need?
1, probably.
Only
I love
one.
karaoke.
So, give us
Not in
all a
front of-
show.
Not in front of 10,000 people. In front of like 5 to 10, I'll do it.
It's boring. Thought you were cool in that, to be honest. I don't know. Kind of disappointed. DB's... They're trying to move to bottom. They're going to have the burst. They don't have the ag shot just yet on Ja Bonbon. He's got the Sunder potential. Oh, it's still a cooldown. DB just gets out off the back of the Nightmare, but the Stroke of
they
Fate
sniped him.
cuts down his life. A beautiful snipe. Ja Bonbon, oh, that was so close to not even getting the life of DB. In the end, it's a 2-for-1 trade, but I suppose you would take that.
You're more than happy to take that. You know, it brings you much closer to that timing that I've been talking about with TA. Her items are much more set when compared with a TB, right? You know it's going to be the Dragonlance. You know it's going to be the Desolator. You know it's going to be the Blink. You know it's going to be the BKB. It just comes down to what order you're doing it all in. And right now, MKS is prioritizing a bit more of that farming potential.
Oh, Xiao Yu. Walking underneath the ward, playing pretty aggressively. Again, Xiao Yu's going to pop the Elder Dragon form, but... Oh, you're not getting this kill, my guy. And that is ulti on cooldown. You see the lines are drawn. Army Geniuses want to get the map inside RSG's territory. So they can start to maybe get some objectives off this.
Yeah, still continuing to farm. You could have the argument of, oh, he was just making space, but
I see
you need to
DB.
pop the Elder Dragon form to make space. Who have they found? They found Fareed instead.
Oh no,
Oh,
but a
who's
beautiful
found who?
chains. Azura locking them all into place, and MKS refraction up in a couple of seconds, but it's too long as DB gets a huge kill. And you can see it.
Did Azura just dodge another chains? I kind of feel like he did. There was the Dream Call used there.
Maybe my eyes were not there. I'll Sure.
Look at this John X Fire guy here with his sunglasses on.
Bro, what do you mean? But John can see everything. He gets 1080,000.
That's right. You're not Ares 4K yet.
Oh, that's right.
And Wami.
Yeah, this is a interesting attempt. Like Wami's got Vanguard, Halberd, almost plate mail. I'm telling you, this guy, if he dies 3 times this game, I'll be surprised.
Mm-hmm. Have they... Yeah, no one's even starting to go for the Spirit Vessel either. So he's like, all right, don't need a Lotus Orb? Great.
Dyer's courier
I'm just
has
going to
been killed.
keep going for a few of these slower items. He's even been able to pick up the Nether Shawl for himself. So with all of that extra armor that he's going to be picking up shortly, he's sitting pretty.
And you see that RSG continuing to butt their heads top. They know how important this side of the map is. If they can get a pick off, especially on a valuable target, then they can definitely lead into Roche. But Army Genius is doing an exceptional job to kite this. So as long as they just keep somehow scouting out, keeping tabs of Roche, then they can definitely take this 5-on-5 fight. But you need to start making your way over.
On minus armor, Meld plus the Medallion of Courage.
That's too late.
We're just the Smoke Popper at this stage. And
Go for it, Wami.
be able to claim it.
Go for it, Wami. Chain through, get the Aegis.
Fallen to the
It was on the deck for a little bit.
And they're gonna jump. Wami's
Out,
actually in
Wami.
trouble. Nightmare buying some breathing room. It's an exceptional coil on the backline, but the Fiend's Cube controlling the puck. They need an answer. They need a cancel. Excellent at the last second. A jaunt down to the southern side.
Are they all
MKS.
getting out?
You'd hate to give away the Ages, but it looks like they won't even get rid of the first life. No one dies.
How
Wow.
the hell? Like, Wami stayed in for an extra couple of seconds than I personally would have. I would have been running scared, brought down to 10% HP, but even able to toss the chakram out before Timber chaining away. Just feeling safe underneath the cover of the Wukongs, but poof, little win coming through there for RSG. The Desolator. Be able to disassemble that Dragon Lance to be able to start the purchase into the BKB as well once he's ready.
They're on Xiaoyu bottom. Still without the BKB, but the rest of the die is starting to sweep to bot. Xiaoyu, unfortunately, not having a solid birthday game in game 2. 4, 5, and 3. Bottom of the net worth out of the cause. When you've got an absolute item now pick up as well for Narman, offering maybe a way to be able to kill the puck, but also
Dyer's top tower is
controlling
under
some of the
attack.
supports and minimizing their impact through fights with the Orchid.
Absolutely. Puck's obviously going to be the main target, though. That's one of the big benefits of playing this Monkey King, right? Let's have a look at what RSG's vision looks like at the moment. Just the 1 ward around the Roche pit, so feel too much. Actually, the 2 wards around the Roche pit, enabling them to set up for that. It's mean that Narman is still a scary prospect to have to face up against.
And DB is very close to Scotty, which is a bit of a concern for me for RSG. I feel like if DB is able to get this item, which he should without... I think the next fight, although they have Ages, 2 minutes 50. Do you feel like they look to take a fight?
Radiant's
Or
top
is this a
tower is
farming
under
Ages at the
attack.
moment, considering RSG aren't that far ahead? Well, they're not ahead, I should say.
I mean, you got to at least get your BKB on MKS, right? I feel like you're just going to be staying inside the jungle for as long as possible on
Radiant
DB so that you
structures
still
are
have that
fortified.
surprise factor
Radiant's
of the
top
Skadi.
tower is
Not that
under
it's going to
attack.
change anything in terms of, like, your
Dyer's
item
bottom
progression, but it
tower
might
is
just
under
mean
attack.
that the TA jumps right into the middle of a team fight as opposed to playing a little bit more on the outskirts.
Radiant's top tower
See,
is under
T1 tower
attack.
top should be killed off. RSG looking at just trade off-lane towers.
Dyer's bottom
Narman
tower
is
has
starting to set up bottom, and Reese is going to follow suit. But MKS is playing with
Radiant's
some
top
of his
tower
teammates
has
by the
fallen.
triangle. Xiaoyu. This
I
is
don't
Wami
think
under a
he gets
tier
the
2
kill.
tower.
Radiant's top tower
Yeah, good luck with that, especially once he's able to help with the Templar Assassin.
Where are you going?
Oh, nice boundless Narman. Walking back, stops the retreat. They're trying to make it towards the triangle. But Army Genius, they want to take the fight, especially DB having Skadi now. First life taken care of. They can set themselves up for
Doesn't have
round
BKB.
2. A great reaction to blink out to the western side. Coil's going to stop the chase, so MKS will escape. but Excellent still in trouble. DB gets the easy kill. And now they're continuing to chase MKS with a boundless strike up shortly. Even Azura has chains as well. But a blink. MKS, he doesn't have the movement speed though to evacuate. Roger's going to look to buy back. I don't really know what they can do. Enchantress trying to get in the neighborhood, but he can't even get in range for the sprites. Forced up a little bit too far out. Now he can't even force up the Dragon Knight. Disastrous for RSGs. Now Roger just brought back, but it looks like Army Geniuses, they'll at least let someone limp back to tell the story.
Yeah, and lanes are kind of pushed as well, so they're going to be able to pop a glyph super early. You're going to get damage onto one of these tier 2 towers, either mid or top, right? The top one's kind of pushing in, so if you use the glyph too early, you're not going to be able to clear out that top wave. It's like they're just going to concede the fact that this one's going down.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, that's what happens when you take one of those teams, like 400 gold away from the BKB. Probably less, actually. I think it was about 200 or 300 for the TA before she lost that unreliable gold from her death. And what a difference that might have made in being able to actually fight properly.
Radiant's top tower
The
is
birthday
under
boys, maybe not intentionally, but could be baiting his team into taking a few team fights just with where he's being caught out.
Narman's done a very good job this game on the Monkey King to be able to scout out the positioning for RSG, setting up fights, the Boundless just proving to be quite a hero
Dire are
with his
standing.
chaos in these team fights. It's very difficult for RSG to be able to stand their ground and freely spellcast.
And at least until he gets that BKB as well. Sorry to harp on the point, but you've got Azura, who's going to have 3 separate damage over time instances, right? The Fey Grenade, the Flame Guard, the Searing Chain. So it really feels like MKS needs to play so conservatively.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, Narman? Does he go for a straight Boundless Strike? Bit too late.
That's a big deal, though. Aghanim Scepter
Mid lane.
picked up for the Grimstroke.
Zero's onto MKS. Actually going to pop a BKB here. There's no one who can really leash you at the moment. You got to be careful. Azura didn't respect the damage. Just got killed off like that. Do they have detection? MKS under the cover of Meld, but Wami, where it doesn't need detection, flies over the tree line. A quick and easy kill. I'm not sure where Exilla died as well, but he's been picked off.
Guy 2. Narman? Alright. I guess the Orchid really coming in clutch.
I didn't see the Fiend's Grip. Maybe Vari's got Fiend's Grip off.
True.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There you go. You got meta for about a quarter duration
Radiant
left. This
structures
tower
are fortified.
protected for a little bit, I suppose, with the glyph, and they don't have creeps afterwards,
Radiant's
but
middle tower is under attack.
maybe a tier 3 in melee? They stick around afterwards?
I think you just get the tier 3. Maybe
They
you just
will not
use
get
the
it.
illusions for it. Hey, I'm surprised you didn't just punch another set of images. Ah, the backdoor protection kicked in. Why not? But 1 BKB finished up. You've got it as well on the TA. Feels like you need that level 20 though. You really want that either meld armor reduction for the burst damage potential onto either Timbersaw or the Bane, or you also want meld dispels for those number of different aspects that I've been talking about, right? Fey Grenade, Searing Chains, Enfeeble, they're all really important to have removed from you.
What was that noise? Oh, it's a Dark Portrait. Okay. Meow. This thing's so fast. What? 504? Meow.
Provides extra movement speed, 30% extra. And it does more damage than the base hero, remember that. Saw how quickly they were able to melt Azura there in the previous team fight until TB finally did turn. He looks kind of similar to the TB with his illusions pop, doesn't he? So you can kind of lose him in the,
Oh, Roger.
in the shuffle.
Yep. Buyback prize, or is just going to be off the mark with the chains.
Going into the drums, huh? Don't hate it.
Been a bit of a tricky game for Exilern. 144. Working on the Lotus Orb, it actually looks like here for the park. Doesn't have as many items as what he would hoping for to be able to play this game. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go the Yule Scepter this game, right? You just need something that's going to be able to get rid of that Orchid to be able to prevent you from being Fiend's gripped, get out of the Searing Chains, because it just feels like you're so vulnerable without it.
Top lane, look at this. Underneath the secret shop as MKS just jumps on Varese. They're going to be cautious if they group up for the Soulbind once again. Leads together. Now, but the Ember Spirit's going to be in trouble. MKS is doing a lot of damage, so they have the Azura Remnants down to the low ground. He's going to be okay. Just makes it out. Now the Terror. DB jumps in. And they've killed off MKS. Now Roger, a quick and easy 1-2 punches DB. Oh my, as soon as the Terrorblade shows off, you've got to be cautious about the damage he can dish out. There's no way they kill him with this Dark Portrait, right? DB can always sunder 1-me if need be. Just gonna make sure there's no opportunity doing it early.
Great job there by Azura as well to be able to run away. They're going for the Ink Swell onto him to try and kill him off, but it ends up being the
die. Azura's got no remnants. They need the vision, and he died. Oh
my god. Oh, what a busted ability. But, I mean, that kind of takes the shine off from what I was just saying, where Ember Spirit was able to dodge out so much. You know, you had Exilern that came in, they were trying to get the burst onto him, and was able to run away, even with the fresh Lotus Orb picked up on the puck, trying to chase him down. Wasn't able to escape.
We have a...
Do we know what the pause is for?
We do not know what the pause is for. It's just a... There you go.
I think maybe Zhao Yu's birthday cake has come.
Ah. What flavor do you reckon?
You can't go past a nice chocolate mud cake or
Ah,
some ice cream cake, some sponge.
Yeah, oh my god.
Basic. What do you like? Black Forest or something?
No. I do like an ice cream cake, but quite honestly, I'm not a cake person.
Do you like anything in this world? You're not a fan of anime.
Well,
you barely play Dota, even though you cast it a lot. And now cake is out the window as well?
No, I'm not a crazy sweets person. I do really like sweets, but I limit myself, so I tell myself I don't like it as much. I like cake, but I know what happens. You know, the pimples start to come. You start to feel not very good. Ice cream cake's kind of banging though. Like, oof, don't get me started. Give me some ice cream.
Two for the price of one.
Yeah, I know. There you go. You'd be happy about some ice cream cake.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like the birthday celebrations are over. They're able to unpause.
That was a quick cake. Munch it all down. Slams it in his face. He says, "Game time, baby.
Just
Let's get
unhinge your jaw.
Yeah.
Slide it a little. No chewing allowed.
Well, that's kind of the nice thing about the cake. You just swallow it whole. What do you mean? Is that not how you eat cake?
Yeah, absolutely. Like a duck. No chewing.
Okay.
A prize.
7,000 net worth lead for Army Geniuses, 30 minutes in. We do have Roshan available now. And you see they're going to get confirmation of this thanks to the Terrorblade illusions. So, tricky position for RSG to take this next Roche fight. You got Wukong's to control the area. Terrorblade's always a big force.
Excellent. Well, he used his courier to try and do it. He'll end up being able to jump away, but I mean, how awkward does that feel as a puck, right? To be scared of a pos 4 Monkey King.
Yeah, that's the issue. Monkey's got that very close to instant stun. And you've got very good ways to find him through the tree line when he's doing shenanigans. A long range stun as well as the important one. And, well, they are roshing.
They got to get here, yeah. He'll eventually be there for the additional vision, and they've been able to push them out of the pit, so nicely done by Wami, putting himself in harm's way. Not the Warpine Red. That is such a sad death animation. He just, like, does a 360, flops down on his front.
Gotta get rid of that sentry somehow. Maybe Roger will send a creep in to do the work, or he can do it himself. There you go. There you go. Now you got the traps that you can utilize for vision. Looks like we got the standoff though.
I mean, Zhao Yu's Elder Dragon form's about to expire. I would imagine that's what Army Geniuses is waiting for. Now now you can pretty easily look to go. You can see, like, it's Timbersaw that's taken Roche on his own.
Just wants
I
to
say take, that's
yeah.
an unoptimistic way to put it.
Oh, great positioning. Pops the smoke. We're going to see how they're posturing out now. And Wami wants to chain aggressively. Starting the fight.
Roche is dying.
They're actually going to target down the Timbersaw, trying to kill him off, but the Helmet's going to give them space. Roche is killed off. DB's able to pick up the Aegis. But they've expended a lot of ultimates to start the fight. I don't know if RSG can stick around. MKS, they need a way to be able to deal with the Phoenix Keep. They won't have it. Excellent, a little bit too late. He puts his body on the line and he'll be killed off along with him. As Army Geniuses, they're just looking so clean throughout this mid-game.
That was all on Varese, really. Like, yeah, you had Narman to be able to pop the smoke, but even just saving the Monkey King inside of his Wukong's command with the
Radiant's
Nightmare,
middle
chaining it
tower
into
is
the
under
Fiend
attack.
script, getting the kills, putting the Enfeeble onto the TA as well.
Radiant's
Wasn't
middle
able to
tower
pop
has
the Black
fallen.
King bar because of all the chain stuns that they had
Radiant's
going
bottom
for her,
tower
and
is under attack.
Barracks are exposed. They're looking to push in, probably going to get at least 2 lanes out of this.
You got the flamethrower as well from Wami, so the siege is just that much easier.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Really ish use of the glyph there, so you're actually going to
Radiant's
have this
bottom tower is under attack.
this creep wave not protected. Kind of surprising that Army
Radiant's
Geniuses
bottom
went for the
tower has
glyph
fallen.
first. Well,
Radiant's
they'll be able
middle
to get
barracks
this,
are
never
under
mind.
attack.
If everyone's hitting in onto it, back to protection's not going to be able to do enough.
Has fallen.
Where are you going?
Can they get the second full set? Alright, no, they're just happy to get out. There you go. 16,000 net worth lead for Army Geniuses, and now they can move to top to try and open up the potential of mega creeps. Excellent. Gonna run to Varese, actually forced to commit the coil. DB doesn't have meta, but he does have the Demon Zeal, and oh, that just makes this Terrorblade even scarier. MKS actually wants to jump in. DB's gonna try and utilize his Sunder. Of course, he does have the Aegis to play with, but you have the Dark Portrait chasing down the Terrorblade. So no one's gonna be forced to commit a Wukong. Some more of a defensive one just to enable the retreat and stop RSG from pathing aggressively. So Army Geniuses, they are happy with what they've gotten.
I don't think it was intentional, but his own illusions ended up blocking the Dark Portrait, which had the Inkswell onto it. So DB not going to get caught out with that stun, and importantly, he's reached up onto his level 25, so that extra
Dire's
metamorphosis
middle tower
duration
is under attack.
going to feel real nice for him.
It's going to be quite a tricky position for RSG to be able to come back in, but something we have seen from them so far, of course, in Division 2 is their resilience to be able to come back when they are behind games. It wasn't often, but when they were, somehow we saw
Yeah.
an angle for them as MKS. Great use of the meld. Azura's going to pounce, so they don't have everyone nearby for this fight in RSG. They're just lacking Excellent at the moment. Looks like Roger's actually just going to jump in. The targeting done.
Narman.
All right, Narman's going to be killed off. I'm very surprised Army Geniuses didn't just all follow suit and jump in the middle, but I guess the Terrorblade was a bit hesitant here, and it looks like they're going to reset, but Radiant, they don't want to give them that possibility. They've smoked up.
It's just about playing around this high ground ward right now. They don't see this TA trap, so they know exactly where the Terrorblade is. If they're going to go for a full wraparound trying to catch the backline, and yeah, look at the map. That's exactly where they're saying. They are playing in this area. What's more important to us right now? Is it getting a next item? Is it picking off the supports? But you got to make up your decision soon. Look at that monster of a creep wave down bottom. Will
Jesus.
someone even potentially TP back? That'll open up another window for RSG to go in.
Illusion.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
EB. Oh, everyone, it's MKS. Looks like the good old Enchantress Illusion's a scout, but Narman's on the hunt. Whew, not going to guess the right way. So they're going to reset the map, a little bit of net worth going back into RSG's favor. The important thing is, can they find these next set of items? Silver's Edge for MKS shortly will give them a condition to kill off the Timbersaw, something they haven't had so far. 7, 1, and 12 still hasn't died since I brought up that I don't think he's going to die 3 times this game. So he's been having a really solid showing on Wami. Not just him as well. I think all of Army Geniuses have looked quite strong in this second game.
pretty huge timings coming through, though, right? You've got the Dragon Knight, who's level 20. He's got the plus 20 strength, so 400 more HP. The Aghanim Scepter picked up for him as well. You've got Enchantress that's got the drums and the Solar Crest. You've got TA, who's purchased... Is that the full Silver Edge that she's got coming out to her now? Okay, so that's pretty big, right? You've got a lot of things. So right now, I know it's always vital, but you just got to play around this vision. If you could get the jump onto Wami's Timbersaw, it could legit open this game wide open for you. He doesn't have buyback.
Yeah, and you see how they're posturing right now on RSG.
Someone has to defend down here, though, to make it not incredibly obvious. Go for the scan just to see if they can catch him out. What's their vision like? He's about to walk into it. He's literally right on the edge. He knows exactly where that vision goes, and here it is.
Wami, don't do it. There we go. Xiaoyu jumps, MKS. They need the Silver's Edge to be able to get the kill. Sans is out. Wami's falling low. And Nightmare once again. Varese is perfect. Giving Wami just the breathing room he requires, but he's still going to be killed off. Now inside the Wukong's command, MKS, he doesn't have refraction. A couple of seconds at the loss. He's going to get it. Standing his ground, but it doesn't matter. Azura ticks him out. Now you've got to get out of the area, I think, or do they? They're actually going to jump back in. They're onto Azura. DB's the lone survivor. Sunder's available. Might be able to get the blink at the last second, but RSG, they're hunting. They want DB. They want the team wipe, but can they find it? Sunder, they need the opportunity. DB won't find it. The chain control. There's no way. RSG are 1 for 5. They'll make it a team wipe. What a fight by their triangle.
You just see the difference, right, with being able to finally pop that Timbersaw with the Silver Edge timing. I was honestly kind of thinking that MKS was a little late to the party. They had great burst potential to be able to take him out, and it meant that, unfortunately, for the TA, was left in a little bit of a vulnerable position to get followed up on by the Monkey King as well as the Ember Spirit. But, well, it's a pseudo way to be able to counter the Sunder, right? Just have everyone on low HP, so there's not exactly the perfect target to go onto.
Pseudo way to counter. Just or deliberately get super low. It's like, yeah, no, what are you gonna do now? What's the play, huh?
Tactical.
Bounty.
Behold, a prize.
And Narman's even going Basher Blink. So feeling like they need a little bit of control, but we
Fleet feet.
got another ball game. 4,000 net worth lead for Army Genius, even though they have this full set of barracks advantage. But again, RSG, somehow they find ways to be able to bring games back into a position where they can contest, and these items are continuing to flow in for them. You're soon to complete an Octarine for Exilon.
Be nice. You've also, I believe, got an Octarine being queued up for Xiao Bonbon as well. Still a couple of components away. Could buy out for the energy booster, just so you've still got the arcane boots. Already used buyback previously. Oh, want to be dying here, Roger. Ooh, okay, I like this. He's also got the boots of bearing, but he's locked the drums. He wants to get full usage out of them. Even if it just means, you know, drums unlock. You can actually immediately have it again. You don't need to wait for the full cooldown. You can overlap them a little bit.
Does he use the drums to farm now, though? Or are you gonna be like, nah, I'll wait for it in fights? Do you get extra?
Pretty long cooldown.
Don't run off.
Does it get okay? Yes.
I think they're separate buffs.
I was just.
So you do get extra if you time it together.
I didn't know if like it was slightly better buffs. It does look like it. 50. Yeah, the 50 attack speed instead of 45. A little bit of movement speed. 13% up to 15. So yeah, it's a little bit better.
Even just against the reflection, right? That 1.5 seconds of movement speed reduction immunity, I guess you could call it, is going to be pretty nice.
Is under attack.
All right,
So just not having your movement speed disabled by right clicks.
smoke up on Army Geniuses. Excellent, not with the team for this fight. Oh no, Azura, look at this, jumping to the middle. It's gonna ram it down to the low ground. The first stun's there. Can they get the secondary afterwards? Leashed together, he's in trouble. MKS, they need to deal with the Bane to the right side. All their attention. Oh, I don't know how. Yo. All right, well, we got a G's coming out shortly. Bane should be killed off. I don't know how you get Xiaoyu. Once again, it's all on DB. They need to be dumping damage in the fight. DB's going to do just that. But how can you cut the Terrorblade now afterwards? BKB from Narman chasing them down. To north they go, but the control's lacking. Oh, MKS? He's still in trouble though. Silver's Edge in a couple of seconds. Refraction's going to be bird off and Radiant. They're going to feed him to the wolves. There's no way they can keep MKS alive. And oh, guess what? Roche is up for Army Geniuses.
See, they've got that vision out there as well, so they'll clear out the Observer Ward. Unfortunately, Xiao Bonbon had to put all of his attention onto just running from that team fight. He doesn't have any buyback. He wasn't able to get the Dark Portrait off. He'll use it onto the Illusion now to try and keep this mid-wave pressured out, but that's not the key objective that they're looking to go for here, like you mentioned.
They
that
want
Roshan
kills.
come down.
That's what they want. They want Roshan kills. Roger's just able to evade that attempt. Not easy to kill off,
Pressure
Roger.
for the TB. That's going to be nice.
Oh, Silent! What did he get?
Cheese.
The
than
worst. Yeah, better than nothing. Wami's got Hex. Excellent. Oh, he didn't get Lotus Orb off.
Use the
Naman's going to
cheese.
use the balance at the last second. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's got to buy back at least, but the lanes, they're going to use this, shove this out. Puck down for 120 seconds. That's quite a long time.
And Army Genius is 75%, says Lord Gaben. Honestly, I'd be in pretty much agreement with that, right? You've up onto some key timings. The Freeze Bane is about to hit onto the level 20. Not going to provide him all that much, but his impact this game has been immense. Just always seems to be able to get off the perfect Fiend's grip, both to save his teammates as well as lock down after the BKBs come out.
They're looking to
Need
get
be careful with their own BKBs though, with the 25 on the puck. June Coil Pierce.
Yeah, they're looking to get set up. Wami's going to run into Xiaoyu in the tree line. You do have to
putting Xiaoyu on the front.
respect Roger's damage. If you don't deal with the Enchantress, the Impetus will do a lot. An early use of the BKB, trying to stand his ground. Sunder's out, north to the north. No! Puck! Excellent, just brought back an instant kill. They're going to trade it with the Ages at least. He does have meta. He's got shot as well for second round of the BKB. Also, Satanic Xiaoyu's going to jump through. A great use of the Nightmare, offering some defensive aspect. Force out for the Flames DP. Always got the opportunity. BKB, Sunder, turn, and they're going to melt as Army Genius is pouncing further inside the base. They go, there's no answers to them. Or is there?
Oh, no,
They're onto the Terrorblade. TB's gone, he's got to buy back, but the cost, you won't be able to end the game now with that opportunities. RSG continuing to stall this. Wami's going to go for a TP out. MKS, I don't think he's got the damage without the Silver's Edge. So Wami makes it, but we still have a ball game.
We do, just going for the victory lap, dive in the fountain, ends up being able to take him out. That was, again, Maurice there, able to get the
Radiant's
Fiend's
top
grip
tower
onto the
is
puck
under
as he
attack.
TPs right into the center of the team fight. It's honestly getting to the point where it feels like he needs to go the Aeon Disc just to make sure you're able to survive and get that control off for the rest of your team, because we just saw, if you allow this Dragon Knight as well as TA to start right-clicking, they can do a lot of damage at this stage with the Boots of Bearing coming out from the Enchantress.
I don't know, your team's starting to move to the area. Azura doesn't have a lot of mana. Now Wami's going to Timber Chain aggressively to the back. Refractions on cooldown, same with BKB, but MKS is on the outskirts. He's doing a very good job to kite Wami. Do they actually want to go back in? Yeah, Xiaoyu's going to do so. A blink over, Wukong's not really providing them much. Naman just trying to stall out. And no one dies?
This'll come in handy.
You'd have to say it's worth not using the spider legs anymore, surely, for Xiaoyu, right? He's got the Aghanim Scepter. Not sure what he needs the extra movement speed for. And again, what would he really look to take?
Yeah, what's he got?
I mean, Titan Sliver, right?
Well,
be
it
too
just...
bad.
Okay, well, that could be what? Naman, go back?
All right.
I mean, yeah, maybe that's why he got spider legs. Just cut down a tree, like, randomly. Oh, no, Naman needs that last right click and he's going to find it. And Xiaoyu will secure the kill with the BKB. Danog, why'd you say that? Top lane, Puck. Force off again. Dude, again, Varese. How does he keep getting these coils? So the Fiend's grips, I don't know how. This is... How many deaths is he? He's got 8 deaths. I reckon at least 6 of them has been off the back of the Fiend's grip.
Well, the next level play, that's how he does it. Give this man the Bane. You got to give him the respect he deserves. And, well, the ninja gear does help, right? Just constantly having a smoke for yourself. Zhao Yu, he's reached up to his level 25. AoE
They're up on the high
Dragon
ground.
Dire's bottom tower is
Trying to
under
play around with the
attack.
observe ward. They should have confirmation now that there is some vision inside the base, and Roger's instantly going to take that away.
Where are you going?
Yeah, AoE Dragon Tail as well. It's not something that the Lotus Orb's going to be able to protect you against, I believe. So that you're not always going to be safe against the initiation coming from the DK there.
If you use it on the Timber, well, this is how...
It's used on the ground, right? Because it's AoE. Oh, no, you use it on the... I think this one you use on a target and then
Yeah.
it goes to the AoE.
It's I'm trying to remember whose is similar now, where if you use it on them it doesn't stun, but if you use it on in the
Speed.
I think it's Sven. Yeah, bottom lane.
Trying to catch us all.
Jiayu?
So
Speedy.
fast, man.
They might
550
actually
movement
catch
speed.
up. Not gonna be the case.
It's nighttime. It's nighttime, that's why.
Yeah, so if you use it on another target and if you're in the AoE, then yeah, Lotus ain't gonna do anything. But if you use it on the Lotus, then
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was just like
a ground AoE. Yeah.
light strike array
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of
yeah.
thing, yeah.
Never refuse gold given.
Man. Jiayu? Keep running, my guy. He saw the blink particles. He went the secret shop route instead. They're gonna know they're by the outpost though, so they can't really move that way. And RSG, they're gonna just look to TP out instead of taking the long way home. Xiaopompon! Woo! Bit too close for comfort.
I mean, they haven't got any new objectives ever since they, I feel like it was about 15 minutes ago that they were able to take this lane and a half of racks, right? So, I mean, that's a big reason why the win probability is starting to even out a little bit.
Look at this.
33%.
They're instantly
RSG,
TPing
and
top.
who they
They're playing behind
finding?
MKS though. They're playing behind some Breeze. I don't think this time. There we go. Excellent instant. Cancel the Fiend script, but it doesn't matter. The damage being dealt. MKS, BKB, force up down to the south. The core's going to buy them a British broom. Oh no, he's got to
It's out.
continue to hunt. But they won't be able to. He's out of there. Maybe they'll get Roger instead. Chantress looks like will be the sacrificial lamb, but it's not easy to kill off Roger. Someone take the gem. Even Jiayu.
Teamwork. Just being able to instantly go in there. I'm sure Exilone is finally thinking, thank God I'm not the one that's getting stunned up by this Fiend's Grip attempt. Great use of the Waning Rift there.
Jiayu? He's the one without the breathing room. BKB's on cooldown as well, so I do not see how the Dragonite gets out of this. It's going to give Radiant an opportunity to try and get all the other lanes pushed out.
He doesn't have buyback.
Ooh.
What are you doing there, my man?
Yeah, he's
I
been
know
playing...
there's a risk-reward play, but this
Yeah.
is... they've been playing a lot, I suppose.
It's just, we've seen how, like, I think the past 5 minutes in particular, his game has just been, like, kind of cutting the waves, forcing the lanes to be quite an issue so they can't walk it down, but
I
high
mean,
risk.
You could do that when you got buyback.
Yeah.
Not when you don't.
MKS?
Radiant's top tower
Okay.
is under
Now,
attack.
how do you initiate is my
Radiant
question.
structures
Like,
are
DB should feel just pretty free to go in here.
On
Pop the meta and
MKS.
go. This feels like just distraction plays from the rest of the team, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So when expended now, it's
My
a big
sprites
ability
are
they
nice.
need to kite Azure in these fights.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Even gonna try and
They
lay
took
down
out
the
the Dark
Wukongs.
Portrait.
It's level 25 Wukong, so extra ring, extra control, and zoning away. Is DB charging to the middle? Is actually gonna blink behind the throne. DB so much damage. They'll get rid of Zhao Bom Bom,
Coil.
but the coil's gonna break through the BKB. MKS gonna try and kill off it once again. Nightmare defensively. Varize is doing it all this game. Buybacks are lacking as Zhao Bom Bom caught outside the base. He's gonna run back the other direction. Another Fiend's Grip. Silence is there. Excellence. Able to cancel it. MKS. He's got the BKB, but can he get it off for him? He's inside the fountain. And he's gone. Instant buybacks. But they're healthy. It's not like you could get anything more out of this. Excellent finds one.
Will you not rise in my
Yep.
presence?
This feels like it's it. That extra duration left
On
on,
the
the
right, they get
Metamorphosis.
another. MKS.
It's just the support. Towers are melting. Megas obtained.
Radiant's middle
Throne
tower
exposed in game. Almost done and dusted as Wommy's making space. DB wants to kill us before they get the main objective, as there we go. MKS killed off. Xiaoyu's back alive, but I don't know how they can do it.
Radiant's
They got the chain control.
attack.
The catapults are starting to beat onto the throne. Ember's doing his job, although he breaks the coil. But DB,
Dire victory.
he's got the health to be able to sustain his ground and kill it off as Army Geniuses. They'll be able to tie up the series in the end. Man, game 2 is what's going on today.
Looking pretty spicy, that's for sure. And, well, Army Geniuses, I think if you told them going in today you'd be able to finish with a 3-1 record, they'd be pretty satisfied with that. Really impressive performance in this second game against RSG. Particularly, I mean, we got to call it out again. Varese, top tier Bane gameplay.
I don't think... Is that up there with some of the better games you've seen from a Bane? He looked exceptional.
He looked incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there is very little you could have faulted about the lane, right? Maybe that lane kill from DB's Terrorblade, he could have been placing himself a little bit more forward, but I'm clutching at straws, with that sort of criticism. And I feel like Wommy, he did a great job as well, but it was a pretty damn free Timber Sword game. So the one time that he died was when he went just a couple of steps too far forward without the rest of his team. Forget the second time, but anyway, RSG, admirable performance. But again, Army Geniuses, they just continue their upward trend.
Yeah, looking really good for them. And like you said, they definitely going to be happy with a day's performance where they're able to go 3-1, especially tying versus probably one of the teams that you're expecting to finish in the upper bracket in RSG. So the Stonks are rising, and that is only our second series of the night. Next up, it's going to be Neon against Execration. It'll be about a 15-minute break for our last series of the night. So don't go anywhere. Neon Execration up next.